In this video, I will be talking about a gigantic pattern Bitcoin is currently forming, and I will be exactly talking about how you could be potentially create a breakout target. I will be going over my price targets and much more on today's update video. So don't forget to slap up that like button, because on yesterday's video we were very close but slapping it back up above 500 likes, and can we once again do it on today's update video? That will be absolutely amazing if we can do it. So slap up that like button and let's jump straight away in towards the content. So once looking at Bitcoin on that imminent short term, I first of all want to be talking about this very interesting chart right here that is showing us a decoupling of the stock market. Because like you can see on this chart, the blue line right here is the NASDAQ, the orange line is the inverted dollar index, and like you can see, always once the orange line is moving up, Bitcoin should be moving up as well. That is exactly what we're seeing. And more importantly and more interesting, first of all, we can see the blue line, the NASDAQ, has been significantly forming a lower low in the price action, while Bitcoin in fact has been forming a higher low, what currently means that Bitcoin is seeing a positive decoupling from the NASDAQ, and that is definitely a very good signal for all Bitcoin investors right now. Furthermore, if we look at the 1 hour time frame for Bitcoin, we can start to see that this important level of resistance, that 19.6k, is still the important level to be breaking above right now. Here you can clearly see this is the level that is significantly providing resistance, and if we potentially also break this upward sloping support line, we could be looking on the market right here. If we do break that level as well, we could also be in some more problems. However, if Bitcoin comes down and bounces from off this level, we could be potentially in to create an ascending triangle. However, still, if I zoom out on Bitcoin, I am still very much worried, because if you look at the bigger picture right here, and actually I should be zooming towards the 4 hourly time frame and show you this chart once again, we can currently still see the bounces are getting weaker. The bounces from this orange box are getting weaker every single time. And the only reason how I will be flipping once again extremely bullish on Bitcoin is if we do break above that previous high on the market that is trading around at 20.4k here. So right now I need to see, of course, a significant surge above the 20.4k in order to see Bitcoin flipping bullish, of course, because currently if we're looking at the bigger picture, the bounces are getting weaker every single time, the highs are getting lower every single time, and honestly, this is just not a market structure that I do really enjoy looking at for the Bitcoin price action right now. And if we're really looking at the 4 hourly time frame, it's basically still the same thing as yesterday. We see previous very strong support that flipped into resistance right here, and that is currently the main level to be breaking above right now here. So we're in that sideways consolidation phase, and probably we are going to see a breakout with high volatility. But if we do break above that 19.6k with a 4 hourly candle close, we will be most certainly seeing new highs getting created, in my opinion, because yes, we can definitely see this has been the most important level of resistance, and if we really break above that level, I honestly do think the Bitcoin price action is going to see a further surge towards the upside getting created. Then of course, if we're going to be looking at the daily time frame, I right now want to still point out that we're currently extremely close by breaking this approximately 320-day plus downtrend on the market right here. You can see we've been getting rejected by this level from the all-time high as well here in the beginning point of September, and if we're going to be zooming in towards this level right now, we can currently see that we are extremely close with breaking above this level. It's trading somewhere around 19.8k, but for me, if we do see a daily candle close confirming above the 20,000 US dollars, then I will be definitely argue about, okay, we officially broke the important downtrend for Bitcoin, and that is actually quite a bullish signal that we could be trading, because if we do break this downtrend right here, I honestly do think that Bitcoin is going to start to see some more upside. And like you can also see on this chart, the most important resistance is the thick line, the downtrend from the all-time high. If we do break above it, that is going to be very good news here to know. So if you want to be trading this, don't forget to also check out Bybit here in the link description, because if you do sign up a new account on Bybit right now, deposit 1,000 US dollars, and be very much aware, it has to be a new account that you sign up using the highest link in the description. But if you then deposit $1,000, you will be able to claim a free 1,000 US dollar long or short position here on the Bybit exchange, and that is of course extremely valuable. And right now there's only an approximately 17% 15% left in supply. So make sure to be quick before the stock is running out. Then as well, currently I am still in a small little shorting position with the cryptocurrency bot here. Currently we are basically still trading at our entry price. So let's see how it's going to be going here. If you want to be creating passive income and make around 60 to 70% returns on a yearly basis, check out the video that's currently popping up above. But anyways, right now as well, looking at the fear and greed index, we can currently still see Bitcoin still trading at extreme fear, 21 on the index. And historically meaning, guys, I do know I've just talked about the potential scenario where Bitcoin is still going to fall lower. If we are going to see a breakdown, I don't care, but I do think that once Bitcoin is trading in extreme fear, it's a good time to dollar cost average in towards the market. And that is also exactly what I think right now here. I think it's a good average price for accumulating Bitcoin. So my strategy right now is just to dollar cost average in towards the market every single day. But let me then jump in towards the next part of the video, and actually this is going to be a little bit more of a bullish part, because once looking at these charts, I'm getting pretty excited on Bitcoin. So on the 3-day time frame, you can see that we're currently creating a falling wedge, and if you don't know already, a falling wedge is a typical bullish bias reversal pattern, and currently is getting created on the 3-day time frame. And what is even more interesting to see is that if we do open up the RSI, we can currently see on that 3-day time frame, the RSI is forming a higher low. Well, in fact, the price action has been forming a lower low. Like you can also see on this chart right here, the RSI has been significantly climbing back up while the price action has been forming lower lows. This is, of course, a bullish divergence, and this is getting myself extremely exciting, to be very honest. And this is also a signal that most likely the market is going to see that small little bands getting created. And also what is important to know is that we, technically speaking, from a technical standpoint, already have been confirming the bullish divergence, and the upside could be following any moment from here on here. So actually, do I think it's a good range for accumulation? Yes, I do think so. Do I think Bitcoin can still come down from this point? Yes, for sure. But this is definitely an extremely exciting pattern to be looking at. And if you're maybe wondering, Rover, what are the price targets of this potential breakout? The price target is going to be all the way back up towards the top side of the pattern. And it is, in this case, going to be somewhere around the $31,000 for Bitcoin. But let me then start to talk about the monthly time frame, because currently we can see the Bitcoin monthly time frame is once again touching the level like we were also touching in the pandemic low here. We've been touching it here in the month of June, and once again we're touching it on this month as well again. What is going to be important is that we're not going to be breaking below it, but more importantly as well, if I'm going to be looking at these previous monthly candle closes, we can see that the previous monthly candle closes have never closed below that 19.9K. And I will be saying this, that it is going to be extremely important that Bitcoin is still going to be closing above that 19.9K, because in fact, if we do close a lower candle than the 19.9K, it means that Bitcoin officially will close a lower monthly candle than the previous all-time high. And I'm not saying that Bitcoin will be in big problems and Bitcoin can't go up anymore and it's all over. No, I do think it is going to be increasing the fact that the market is going to be looking more bearish. And for me, it's just going to be important that Bitcoin is going to be at least close above this orange line right here. And it's at 19.9K, but actually it's going to be important to close above the 19.7K. So the monthly candle close is going to be happening in 17 hours from now on, and it will be definitely very lovely if we can have that small little pump in towards the monthly candle close. So definitely make sure to keep your eyes wide open on the monthly candle close right here, and maybe potentially I will be even streaming this. Also, this video is definitely getting very long, but the S&P 500 is currently retracing towards one of its most important moving averages that you can see on this chart, because we are currently retracing back towards the 200 weekly moving average. And like you can see, we have been trading, of course, significantly below it in the past, but historically speaking, it is a level where the S&P 500 tends to be finding a bottom on. And actually as well, if I do look at the S&P 500 right now, we're also forming that higher low on that weekly time frame on the RSI, lower low on the price action, what means that we're also creating a bullish divergence on the S&P 500 on the weekly time frame, together with touching that 200 weekly moving average. Let's see, is it going to be bottoming out right here? Could be definitely potentially happening, because once I'm looking at the dollar index, guys, we are starting to see a very interesting top getting created. We're seeing a big significant wick on the top side and a red candle right here. We're closing the weekly candle in 16 hours from now on, but this is a very significant rejection from the DXY, and on the daily time frame as well, you can see that this trend line right here significantly providing the resistance and rejecting the dollar index back down here. I want to be pointing out, We're currently in a significant parabolic run up here, and I mean, every parabolic is going to be ending at some point. Whether it's going to be ending right now, whether it's going to be continuing its trend, I do think that in the end of the day, the dollar index has to be coming down again. I do think my ultimate target is 120 on the dollar index, but if we're going to be topping out right here already, that will be even more amazing. And like I told you in this chart as well, if the dollar index comes down here, it means Bitcoin is going to come back up here. These are two inverse related assets, and I would definitely love to see the dollar index to come down a little bit from off this point onwards. So this was it for today's update video. If you do enjoy the content, don't forget to slap up that like button, and of course subscribe to the channel if you do like the daily content we're bringing out on the channel. And it was an absolutely pleasure for me to be your guest once again today. So thank you so much for watching, and peace out. Goodbye.